Welcome back to Rides and Drives Team Radio. I am Kaz. I'm here with Harvey, and we've just finished watching the qualifiers for the Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway slash Gateway. I love a short oval qualifying. It was super, super, super fun as always, and lots to talk about. But Harvey, you're not in your usual background. You're not in your usual place, and I know why, and I want you to tell everybody.
Well, first of all, I am not at the Worldwide Technology Raceway, even though I'm on the road this week. I am in Omaha, Nebraska at the start of Operation Frodo. And for people who don't know, Operation Frodo is an animal rescue initiative that we started about 4 years ago, some friends of mine and I, and we rescue beagles from the Midwest and take them to the West Coast because there are too many beagles in the Midwest and there aren't enough on the West Coast. So if we can get them from one place to the other, they can find forever homes and have a wonderful life. And so tomorrow we meet 16 new beagles. We're going to load them up into 4 vehicles. We have a Lucid Gravity. We have a Cadillac Escalade IQ. We have a Hyundai Ioniq 9 and a Kia EV9. And so it's an all electric cross country road trip with dogs. And let me tell you, it's been a lot of fun working out the logistics for charging and knowing where to stop and all that stuff. It's been really fun. I'm going to do a full story on that on Rides and Drives, but follow me on the socials so you can see cute puppy pics along the way.
Yeah, guys, look, I've been very lucky to go on one Frodo drive. It's such a rewarding thing. A lot of these beagles are rescued from cosmetic testing labs, from really rough situations. So
Right.
being a part of something that really is on a small level, such a truly important and life-changing thing for these dogs is a gorgeous thing. If there's ever a time to follow Harvey underscore drives on social media, I would do it right now. These dogs are just heartwarming as heck.
Yeah.
And I'm so, so excited that you're doing another photo drive. We at Rides and Drives really kind of like to think of them as like our
Our
charity
charity.
partner.
Yes,
So
very much so.
any kind of giving that you want to do, Frodo's always happy to receive donations, and you can check out Harvey's social media to find out how to do that.
Yeah,
It
actually, I
really
can.
truly is directly affecting the lives of the dogs in
Right.
question. It's a
We
beautiful, beautiful organization.
Yeah, if anyone wants to donate, they can go to animalrescuerigs.org and click on the Operation Frodo link there, and there's a donate button. All the money goes to A, rescuing these dogs, and B, we will be building transport vehicles that will be given to shelters that they can use to move dogs throughout the year. So that's the plan. It's going to be great. My buddy Nick Miles, who founded this and adopted Frodo. He was really the first dog in this transport. There's a great story about it. I'll share that on my socials as well that Nick just wrote up. So looking forward to doing that. But right now, let's take a few minutes and talk about qualifying in St. Louis. Oh, before we
Yes.
do that, the one thing I wanted to point out is the reason that the Bommarito Automotive Group is 500 is called the 500.
Yeah.
It's not because they run 500 laps. It's not because they run 500 miles. It's because they run 523 kilometers, and 500 was kind of close and sounds good. So it's a funny marketing
If
thing.
anybody was goofing on that, that's why. Earlier this week we had looked at that and we were like, well, it's not kilometers, that doesn't math. And then over some time we were like, yeah, you know what? That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
It's just easier to say. The
I
Bommarito 523 doesn't sound so good.
right.
So
And then if you shorten the laps to make it 500, it just doesn't feel right. So it's the Bommarito Automotive Group 500, and they'll be running 523 kilometers. I forget what that is in miles, but
325.
325. That's right.
I lived in a
So,
metric country for a while. I got it. I love short oval qualifying. I love short ovals in general. I was talking to a friend who watches some other racing, but not IndyCar the other day, and I told him that short ovals are my favorite racing type. I just kind of said it off the cuff, and then I thought about it, and I was like, That's true, actually. I look forward to the short ovals in a way that I don't look forward to any other race. There's just so much potential. I love them so much.
Yeah, a
So
lot of action, a lot of drama. They're great.
yeah, so I think that we need to start. Look, the big story of qualifying today was obviously everything looked racy and sporty, and we were seeing some trends. And then Alex Palou, hello, more than a full mile per hour faster than the remainder of the field.
He loves that Honda.
I guess he does. He races really fast in it. He looks great. He looks comfortable. My God. I mean, my God, he looks comfortable.
Yeah.
No onboard, I noticed. So I couldn't watch his hands, but man, was he flat to yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure his
he's something else.
telemetry was, you could tell he wasn't lifting as much as the other guys and, holding it all the way down through 3 and 4. Just, and his lines are immaculate.
I thought that something that was really interesting at the post-race press conference. I don't know what this necessarily says about his performance today, if anything. But a lot of people asked him about the hybrid, about how, look, we've heard from a number of other drivers that there's an issue with the hybrid for them, that they don't really like what it adds.
Right.
And Alex kind of said, look, would I rather drive a V12? Yes. The ideal is an engine that's loud and burns gas and it gives you the smell and the feel, but I'm going to drive whatever you put in front of me. And I think that that's why Alex is where he is here,
Yeah.
because he's, whether or not he thinks the hybrid is great, he's embraced it and he's found out how to use it.
That's such a Max Verstappen thing to say too, right?
No, Max, no, it's not. Max would be crapping all
No,
over the hybrid.
but Max
Alex doesn't crap on it.
literally said a few weeks ago, if you put me in a wheelbarrow, I'd find a way to make it go fast.
Well, that's true
So,
too.
you
That's true
know,
too.
I mean,
He would just come off as a little less gracious about it. And
yeah,
I
but
love that about him.
they
But
both have that mindset though, that
yeah.
whatever I'm driving the hell out of it, right?
It was a really interesting conversation. I liked hearing it a lot, and I think it does give me a little bit of insight about why maybe he seems to have something figured out that other people don't, because he understands a component of the engine that everybody else is currently fighting. But also, I think it does kind of give us a little insight about why he's always so certain that somebody else is right there. And it's because if somebody else figures this out too,
Yeah.
they'll he said, I'd love to drive the hybrid and the current engine setup for the next 10 years. Seems like it's working out great for me. But
It was interesting because I did talk to the head of Honda Racing last year after Milwaukee, where they
Mhm.
were awarded the manufacturer championship. And I asked him about the hybrid and was there, you know, did their drivers seek them out for advice and help on how to drive it? And he said, yes, there were some that clearly did, and you can tell who did.
Alex,
Yeah, because they had all the data to tell people how to drive that engine and maximize its performance. And anyone who wanted it could get it. And Alex asked for it and listened.
and used it to great effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big takeaway from the press conference today. I enjoyed hearing him talk about that, and it gave me a little bit of insight about why he says the stuff he says. But Alex Palou is not the only person on the track today.
No,
So,
I thought the top three is super interesting.
yes,
Obviously,
it's
Malukas
it's
and
interesting and it's not. It's the three you expect.
right.
But
But yeah,
it's gonna be fun. Is
no,
is
this
what
this
it.
is what we want to see for the championship, though. Now,
Mhm.
the way it's shaping up, you kind of want those three guys to be battling so we can have a real battle, like you talked about on the last episode. If we
Yep.
have 10 guys battling Alex, then nobody's going to rise as a premier challenger.
I can enjoy a season where there is no genuine championship fight. Plenty. That's fine. I
Right.
enjoyed last season. It was wonderful. But if we want to see a real championship fight, eh, realistically, there are a few other guys who could still sneak in there, but realistically, it's most comfortable if that comes from either Malukas or Kirkwood. And guess what? They're all starting right up there. I again, no on board with Alex, but I would say that all three Penske drivers, even injured Josef Newgarden, looked like they were cutting soft butter when they were moving their hands today. It was just smooth as anything.
Yeah.
Those laps from those guys look beautiful. I think the car looks dialed in and ready. I can see Malukas taking this race. Now, Andretti's a little bit of a different story.
Right.
Um, and of course there's the placement. It's notable that they all this is a situation where you can't help but feel a little bit bad for Will Power, right?
Right.
It was his feedback that helped get Kyle to where he was. And also Kyle's a great driver. But
Well,
it was
yeah.
partially Will's feedback that helped Kyle get there. And the reason Will qualified so early is because, as he pointed out on the broadcast, he's been leading and in contention to win 5 different races this season. And something has taken him out every time, whether it's his bad luck or something the team did. Uh,
Right.
it's tough for Will.
Yeah. Or a competitor who doesn't give him room. So,
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the
yeah.
thing. He's put himself into position a lot of times, but
Yeah.
in
But he
relation to how
hasn't
this
scored well, so he's down there.
and in relation to how this affects qualifying, Will had, I wonder how he feels about the move watching the Penske cars bounce back on ovals like this in
Yep.
comparison to where they were last year. I'm sure he would tell us he's happy, and I'm sure he is, but he left after a really strong, like a really down year for Team Penske. And now they are looking quite strong and sporting. And he has to be the test driver out because he's lowest in championship points in this situation. He's going to be the test driver while they dial in the cars. Penske kind of has Newgarden ran first, looked really, really great.
Yeah.
I think he performed as well as he could have with the injury. And the other two Penske drivers were just ready to go. There was no dialing in. The car was just ready.
Right.
For
That
Will, for the rest of the Andretti drivers, you have to take the time to get it there.
I think the interesting one today was McLaren because
Yeah,
they
you're
were
right.
so strong in practice. And then, to be where they are in qualifying, not any of them. I mean, Pato's the only one in the top 10, right? So it's like, what happened? But then again, it was cooler this morning. It'll probably be cooler tomorrow evening when they race. And qualifying 15th or, down the order on a short oval doesn't kill your race. You still have plenty of time to catch up.
No, that's the thing about that's why short ovals are my favorite kind of racing because really anything can happen to an extent. You can see Christian Rasmussen with 30 laps left change his tires in a small rain squall and take the win off of Alex Palou. It's an incredible thing, but
Yeah,
also I you shouldn't be there. Pato qualified fifth to last. He's in fifth position in the championship.
right,
Only 4 drivers qualified after him. All of them went faster than he did.
right. And he had data. He
Yeah.
had teammates go ahead of him. So, but whatever they did this morning didn't help him this evening. So we'll see what happens tomorrow in the race. It's really funny how McLaren just can't seem to get it all the way right. And who knows,
Ev-
maybe now since they've moved Ryan Hunter-Reay into sporting director, that'll change something for the team, but they're
Every
clearly looking for
time,
something.
every time they do something great, they take a few steps back in some other direction. And it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. They've got all the money. They've got
Yeah,
so much publicity and fandom following them. They have great drivers. There's something stopping them and I can't figure out what it is,
yep,
but I see it
yep.
and I can't buy it.
Well, look, there are a couple other people we need to talk about, but you and I both have a hard stop here. So I think I just want to mention quickly that I think obviously, we want to look at Rosenqvist and how strong he was today.
Yeah, what a great bit of momentum from Felix Rosenqvist after the 500 to do so well in Detroit and then to qualify so well here. Felix Rosenqvist is going to be starting fourth.
In a great looking
Man,
car.
in a great looking car, Shaggy Boobastic baby. Oh, I was
I
so
have no
happy to
idea
see
who that
that.
is. That's how old I am.
It's
But
okay. it- It's not new though.
no, I know.
Like It Wasn't Me was my favorite song in the seventh grade, man, and I'm almost 40. So I it's not new.
It just wasn't in my wheelhouse at that time. So yeah, but
They've been pumping out the serious collaborations, and I really love them. I've
it's
got personal
so
connections with a
funny.
lot of the musicians.
The online chatter about it though, it's like, the old guy IndyCar chatter. It's like, how am I supposed to know which car he's in when they keep changing it every week? And it's like, come on, guys, this is a great promotion that's bringing more people into the sport. And it's like, just relax.
The My least favorite reason to do anything is because that's how it always is. So
Yeah.
although I am sitting here being like, I really like it when Alex drives the DHL car. So I don't know.
He loves the Honda.
He seems
And
to love the
speaking of
Honda
great
Honda.
looking cars, honorable mention to this one. Back in my day, it was the Marlboro livery, right? Because
Hmm.
Marlboro was sponsored a lot of racing. Now it's obviously the Dex, Chevy. Um, but it looks great. Great throwback.
It's a wonderful car. Um, Look, if we can have Velo advertised on an Indy car, I don't understand why we can't have Marlboro. They're both nicotine products. So,
Right.
um, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know if I'm arguing for yes Marlboro or no Velo, but one or the other. I don't understand why we can't have our great old livery if we can have that.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
yeah, it was an excellent qualifying session. I like we said at the top of the pod, I love short oval qualifying. I think it's so much fun. And if you're new to the sport, I also think it's a really if you're going to watch your first oval race, you should definitely make sure you include the qualifying because I think you get a really great sense of how to watch for what a great lap means on an oval. You get
Hmm.
each car on the track by themselves. It's really fun to watch and learn.
Yep.
And God, I had a great time watching this one. So can't wait
Cool.
for the race. I think there's a lot of potential for movement. But there might be a lot of potential for movement in a different championship, Harvey, which is
Uh,
our victory lane prediction game.
Yeah, let's do the victory lane prediction game here. Make it quick because I've got to pay for dinner for all the volunteers for Operation Frodo here in about 5 minutes. So kick
Thanks,
us off,
volunteers, by
Kaz.
the way. All right, so we're going to start with the podium. And in third place, I am going to put, oh my God, am I going to do something so obnoxious? I'm just going to do this for fun. People are going to hate this. I'm going to put Scott McLaughlin in third.
Okay. Are you gonna do an
You know
all
what I'm doing.
Penske
You know what I'm
podium?
doing. You know what I'm doing.
Okay, so McLaughlin third. I am gonna put Felix Rosenqvist at third.
That's a great pick. He looks so sporty today, and that
Yep.
500 winner jitters clearly hasn't affected him much. Second is Josef Newgarden.
Okay. And I am going to put David Malukas in second because I know where you want to put him,
Yep,
I
David
think.
Malukas is winning his first race. It's an all Penske podium.
All
God,
right.
why do I keep making these picks that ruin my game? I want to win, but I also just love doing this crap.
And I'm going to take the champ, AP, at the top.
Yeah,
So
Alex Palou will almost certainly be on the podium, and it's nuts that I didn't put him there. But I thought an all Penske podium would be fun to pick, and this race feels close as any to one that could happen. All
who's
right,
your
we've got to
biggest
talk.
mover?
Well, I think there's an obvious biggest mover this week. I'm happy to take Will Power starting from 21st. Uh,
Okay.
he'll get the benefit of that data in the race, even though he
Yep.
started first in qualifying. He'll have his car set up and a little more dialed in. I think he's very capable of moving.
And I'm going to take Christian Rasmussen starting at 19th because he loves himself a short oval.
That's a great pick. He, especially given how sporty Rossi looked,
Yeah.
I think that the reason that Rasmussen maybe qualified a little bit lower is honestly kind of down to starting position.
Yep.
Um,
Biggest bust.
I hate it, but I'm gonna go Rosenqvist.
You're going to take Rosenqvist? Hmm.
Love the guy, love the liveries, love the month he's having,
Right.
but he's due for some bad luck. Not everyone's Alex Palou.
And I'm going to take Kyle Kirkwood
Sure.
because why not? I don't have him on the podium.
Yeah, exactly.
And
When
he
when
has
Kyle
a,
Kirkwood is starting high and you don't have him on your podium, double down and
yeah.
root for and pick him for biggest bust. All right, for our plot twist,
Yes.
I like doing this kind of thing a lot. Um, 260 laps. I'm going to do the same bet I did for Detroit. It's going to be 20% of the race or less under caution. So
Okay.
we're looking at 50, what, 54, 55 laps? No,
Yeah. I mean, there are
52,
incidences.
52.
There are
52 laps or
incidents in
less.
this race.
Oh, yeah, for sure. A short oval should be pretty chaotic. So 50, I know 52 laps sounds like a lot,
Right.
but over a
300 and yeah.
260 lap, 325 mile,
Right.
523-kilometer race. There's a lot of potential for incident, especially on an oval with two wonky sets of corners. And
Okay.
I'm going to gamble two on that.
And I am going to put all three of the RLL drivers in the top 15.
Okay, great.
And I'm going to take 2 points on that.
In the top 15. Okay,
All right.
great. We've got our picks. I think
We've
we
got
both
a
did
race
a few
tomorrow
crazy
night.
things. Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
So I'm excited about it. We will figure out when we're going to record this podcast because we're probably not going to do it at 11:30 Eastern time. And I have to roll out early the next morning, but we'll figure it out and get it done before then. So we get you our reaction to the race by the end of the day on Monday. All right,
And the
everyone.
results of our really stupid and hilarious predictions we just made. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining in again. I hope you had an excellent time watching these qualifiers with us, and we can't wait to see you after the race tomorrow. Again, please, if you like heartfelt, lovely puppy content, follow Harvey_drives. Guess what? You'll also get some race cars, but this weekend it's puppies, puppies, puppies. So
Yep.
have a wonderful time following Harvey_drives. If you're just looking for race car stuff, you can follow at Fast Car Kaz or Rides and Drives Team Radio. That gets you the both of us. Thank you guys all for joining us and have so much fun watching the race tomorrow night.
For Rides and Drives Team Radio, I'm Harvey. She's Kaz, and we are out.
Drive safe, everybody.